Today, we go over players I'm high on and players that I'm lower on. Next on Best Ball Night. Was I muted that whole time? I'm so confused. I'll be pissed. Yo. How's it going, everybody? Feeling good today. Feeling good. Got my 100th DraftKings lineup in. Done and completed. We are having a good day. Tomorrow is my Friday of the week. So one more day, and then we are doing whole day with my son on Friday. We're gonna drop off my little girl Nana. Then on Saturday we're having Kidchella. I've heard of Coachella. I'm guessing, I don't know, some kind of concert for kids. What up, Dennis? How we doing tonight? And then on Sunday we're gonna go see the Element movie. So I got a busy, packed weekend full of fun kid stuff, and I am a child. I'm just a grown child. Yeah. So let's go. I put a tweet out earlier today going over my highest exposed players through 100 drafts on DK. Clearly, it's not all Billy makers. There's some 5.55s thrown in there. There's some $10 drafts in there, $3 drafts. I think my single entries in there. So, how do I look at my own stuff? There we go. Felix Castro. No, that's not how to do it. Profile. There it is. Okay, so let's pull this up on StreamYard very quickly. Presents. We'll do a drive to like 5-10 minutes. So don't too worry about it. Share screen. Boop, bada bing. That's me. And so recently, I've been on a kick. You know what's funny is that I've done 50 drafts since June 6th. Because at June 6th I did 50 drafts. So since the June 6th I've done 50. Some could say I've been a little bit busy. So this is my quarterbacks: Jordan Love, Justin Herbert, Jared Goff. Jared Goff is mainly only when I get ASB. He's never typically a late stack. Sometimes if I don't have anything and I have like a full set of receivers, like I'll go Jared Goff, Jameis Williams. I've had like that turn pick and it's like there. Yeah, sometimes I go there. But I've been falling a lot if I get Herbert in the 5th, I get him in the 5th. He's kind of like my lock in 5, pretty much. And then his Jordan Love, I have fallen in love with Love. I think their strength of schedule is so good, and even if it like he's bad, right? Like even if he's like almost as bad as Zach Wilson was, they're going to give him the opportunity to be that bad, which I don't think that he will. He has Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. If they're going to like lighten the load off of him, he does well with play action. So like. And he's got 3 good receivers. He's got Musgrave and Croft, which might take some time to like adapt to the NFL. I don't know. I've been falling more in love with Love where he's going. Like if he was going where Goff goes, I'm probably not getting him, right? Because that's where I'm grabbing my running backs. Though Carr is also been starting to come up a little bit for me. Let's see here. Running backs, with Najee Harris. Najee Harris is just my guy. Oh, I didn't realize I was not. What up? Hey! Well, Port is the guy to have on the Lions. I get that. Yeah, because you can't really lose where you're getting him. He's a little high for me. Like if we're gonna make a bet on a tight end, though, I mean, they do like Brock Wright there. Like I totally see Laporta smashing there. But if we're gonna say like a rookie tight end that I'm the higher on, it's gonna be Musgrave just because of where he's going. What up, Pat? So these are my running backs that I'm high on. Oh, really? To be fair, I've been doing nothing but DraftKings, and then DraftKings he's going like 140 to 150 range. I could be wrong, but in that general area where they're like right around Juwan Johnson and Gerald Everett, and I preferably have like those two more than Laporta, and then on Musgrave, he's going at like around 200. I always try to get him at 200, but he ends up going like at 195, that general area. But as you'll see in my tight end section, it's a little light, but that's what we're kind of working with. So my running backs, of course, we got Najee at the top, and I was trying to like push him to the fourth, but he wasn't coming to me to enough at the fourth. So as everybody knows, like I believe in him. I'm a simp for Najee. I just can't help myself. So I've been grabbing him in the third now, and just saying, "Fuck it, you got to draft him. If you don't take him in the third, I'm taking him." So, and I'm making my stand there, and I'm perfectly okay with it because I'm diversifying plenty enough in the first two rounds, so like I'm not too worried about my third round pick. If it's a bust, it busts kind of thing. I'm not worried about Travis Etienne and stuff like that. Let's see here. We got wide receivers. Oh yeah, I guess I should go over the rest of the running backs. Chase Brown, obviously, I'm thinking that. Well, it has lowered since the 50th draft, but I took a big stand early where he was going a little bit later, and actually now he's going even later than he was beforehand. But here nor there, my builds have been becoming a little bit different now, where I'm just smashing all the running backs from like from like AJ Dillon to Khalil Herbert esque, Damian Harris esque. As you can see in most of my lineups, like those are like the running backs that I've been smashing. It's been a lot of like zero RB builds. Well, hero RB because we got Najee in there. Bengals are gonna maybe get on one of these dusty vets like Fournette or Zeke is my worry. Zeke is definitely not gonna go to the Bengals. Lenny, I could because he has the pass catching ability that Samaje Perine had. But if I was to put my money on it, I think Chase Brown is a better version of Samaje Perine. And I think not only could he have that role, I think he could, if for some reason they either cut or they suspended him for like 5 games or 2 games or something for pointing guns at people, like that Chase Brown could easily hold on the role and explode. And potentially he's gonna be the Tony Pollard this year. Like I think that's what people are gonna see when they watch him play. Like he remember when Dameon Pierce last year, nobody was really high on him, and it was really kind of stupid that nobody was. And then the moment you saw him on the fucking field, like everybody's like lost their fucking mind, and he was just amazing. And then he took the job right away from some dusty vet. I don't remember who it was. That could easily happen with Chase Brown. He's fast. He hits the hole hard. He looks like remember when Pacheco was coming along, and people really liked his effort. You're gonna like Chase Brown's effort. And that's just how I see it. Rachaad White, he's like the perfect second running back where he's going to get a lot of the work. He may not. They may bring somebody back in to take like some of the workload off, but he's apparently put on some weight to take on some more workload, and he's got amazing catching ability. Baker really doesn't typically pass it down to the running back, which sucks. But like, he does enough. Like he's gonna get enough work that it's gonna be a solid floor. My number 2 running back. I have 61. You know, right, Game Holder, I was right there with you, like I'd probably say a month ago. Not even 15 days ago. And then, but like another player that's been kind of like, I had 3 running backs that, you know, at this point, because I've been taking a bunch of Damian Harris. And it's like that whole, and I'm right there with you, Kendre Miller, and could easily just straight up take Alvin Kamara's job. And I mean, we're not the only people. Like Paul is like really big on him. I think Pat and I think Pat's still on him. I can't remember. I know for a fact that EJ was really big on Kendrick, at least in the big board. All right, receivers. Then we'll go tight ends, and then we'll get into a draft. All right, so Christian Watson. That's I mess with my rankings a lot, right? Every Monday I reset my rankings and I do it. I was supposed to be doing it on stream, but I just feel like nobody really cares about how I did my rankings. So I'm just going to include them with the Patreon. So you don't have to, you can watch the video if you want. You can see my explanations to why I'm doing such and such moves. But and I'll update it whenever I update mine. It's not really a big deal. But I think Christian Watson, you know, like he's not currently where I see him going next year. Because I also, again, I see a big improvement from the Green Bay Packers offense. And I see like Christian Watson being like the focal point and him being like a middle of the second round receiver next year. You know, I see that potential. And then obviously Gabe Davis, you know, you can't go wrong with Gabe Davis. So he's like the perfect spike week guy. Like he has the potential for 4 catches, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. You know what I mean? Like it's perfect for DK. It's perfect for best ball. He's typically like my 4th receiver because JSN has been my number 3 or 4 in that same mold. And I think JSN just gets a starting role right off the rip, whether it's the slot role. He's going to be on the field 100% of the time. And the only reason Mims is on here is because I always like to have a run back with my Chargers, which, as you can see, all 3 of them are right next to each other because I like to at least have one. And I have a run back with Mims every time. He's like my go-to second round player. Sorry, I'm just talking. I'm not saying the name. Jalen Waddle is my go-to second round player if available, just because like one, if for some reason something happens to Tyreek, Waddle, like we already know he can handle a huge workload. I was watching the game after like when it was like he was the reason I almost didn't make it to the finals and win the million. It was because Waddle had like 40 points that game. He had like 15 receptions against the Saints, I think it was. That was wild. And then Tyquan Thornton, a good bring back for Gabe Davis teams, as well as I believe in Thornton. I have since the big board. And then finally, tight ends. What's my exposures on dubs? I want to say like 14%, but I could be wrong. Unfortunately, you can't check on DraftKings like on the desktop, which I don't quite understand. Wide receivers. Did I skip them? Yes, I did. 18% on Dobbs and 13% on Jalen Reed. And back to tight ends. So I was making a huge stand on Trey McBride really early on. Let's see. Did I miss anything else? You guys said, yeah, JSN way too cheap on DK. Yeah, it's ridiculous. He's a full round more expensive on Underdog. Yeah, I'll probably still have a bunch of him on Underdog, but I think I probably won't be as high. I'm going to try to get my exposure to JSN on DraftKings roughly 60-ish%, 60, 70. Not that like I'm going to say, I'm not drafting him anymore. I'm just saying like, that'll probably be where it'll be at. But I was talking about tight ends here. Trey McBride, I was super high on. Then I saw the strength schedule, and I saw like his like I saw like who his opponents were, and he's perfectly okay for your third or fourth tight end, but he can't be your number two unless it's just straight up Kelsey. He just his schedule's it's super tough. Like, and again, not to say he'll score 0 points, but like, and unless Clayton Tune or homeboy from Texas like just likes Trey McBride, it could be tough sledding. He has a couple good matchups here and there, but not very many. I was doing a lot of Hurts with him being my bring back like late, but I don't even know. He's a perfect build for a 3 tight end or 4 tight end where he's just like the afterthought. You want a starter on your team. And I was like 50+% at 50 drafts, and now he's already down to 37% after that. Gerald Everett, I'm big on the Chargers, so it just makes sense to have Gerald Everett. Also, their strength of schedule is super great for him and Juwan Johnson. I'm high on Njoku just because of like how Deshaun Watson treats his tight ends. It's always, positive. He's been poised for a breakout for so many years. This has got to be the year if he does do it. Hawkinson, I love. I don't actually like the price. It's like perfect. It matches up with that turnaround at the 4-5. Is it the 4-5 turn? Yeah, it's the 4-5 turn. If I get Christian Watson and I have Justin Jay and I can get TJ Hawkinson, it's like the perfect little game build. And I'm sure hundreds of thousands of people are doing that too, but it's like, I don't care. I think it's the perfect 3-stack, Chig has a great like end of the season schedule. So I've been smashing some Chig. If you get Chig and you get Gerald Everett has like a very early tight end, like good schedule, and like the back half, Chig has a great schedule for the back half. So it's like they mesh well together. And if you throw Juwan Johnson in there, I think it's just like a perfect 3 build. Personally, that's what I think. Okay, let's jump into. Well, how about this? I've been wanting to just jump into the $9 single entry. So let's throw in a slow. I haven't done too many slows. I accidentally jumped on one by accident yesterday. I think it was just the internet. I hit my finger on it. No excuses. I'm in a slow on DraftKings right now. NFL. So what am I looking for? Is there another? Did they put a new tournament out, or did I not know that I entered that one already? All right, let's see here. Let's present. Stop screen. Present. Share screen. DraftKings lobby. Okay. So, be the button hook. If you guys want to jump in, I'm going to do a slow, and then we're going to do a $10 Millie Maker draft. But I want people, if they want to do a draft with me, I know these don't typically fill up. So I'll jump in one each the next, obviously tomorrow, and then we'll do. Oh well, shit. Okay, so I'm going to jump in the next one right now. So if anybody wants to jump into the $9 3 max, you guys are more than welcome to. Let me jump into. Didn't mean to. It automatically filled. All right, so let's do that again. If anybody wants to do it, slow. I did do slow, yeah. Okay, so there's 2 of 12. Okay, so tomorrow, whenever this fills up, we'll check on it tomorrow. I'll try to save my picks for stream days. So we can everybody can see everybody's team. We'll talk about it first thing we get in. And now we are going to jump over and do a $10 Millie Maker. $10. Let's make it free for me today. I've spent enough. Alrighty. Entered. There's one spot available. One spot's available. This should probably go very quickly. Put me up here. Let's see. We got Dennis. Dennis is in here. Oh, man, I'm all at the back end. And I'm probably going to slow down with my drafts here. I'm at, I think, 78 on the Millie Maker. So I just realized that my child removed the armrest. What happened to it? I don't know. I was like, man, this is kind of hard today. Let's see here, draft board. So that way, that I at least have some drafts to do when we do the 25-hour stream on July 7th. Yes, July 7th. Roughly 11 to 12. I want to get my poop out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I go take my poop, I'll probably give like a 15-minute notice. Not that you have to be there on time because it's just, it's just me drafting for 25 hours and chit-chatting. And we want to make sure that I didn't get anything out of my system I need to get out. We'll do drafts all day. You're more than welcome to hop in and hang out. I don't know what most people say. Yeah. Ooh-wee. Dennis. Someone's got a purple Yoshi. Big fan of purple Yoshi. That's cool. I don't know any others' names. K Green sounds familiar, but I think there's a lot of K Greens out there. I highly doubt we'll get anything crazy on stream like we did yesterday. Or was it yesterday? Was that 2 days ago? That was 2 days ago. With the double tight end start, with the double receiver, even though he could have gotten both. Looking back at it, someone made a comment. It's like he could have gotten both Pat Mahomes and Lamar Jackson there. It is what it is. So JJ, McCaffrey, Chase. There's no way that Cooper Kupp is making it all the way back to me. This spot, I'm probably looking at if Tyreek Hill is still falling. What did they do with my thing? So annoying. Tyreek Hill potentially. Who else is out here? Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown. ASB. Stephon Diggs. Of course, they're going to give Dennis fucking Cooper Kupp, dude. It's so silly. Every time, Dennis just gets the perfect picks. I almost said lobby. Let's get the fuck out of here. ASB for me. Something wrong with the other guys. It's just like ASB. And I feel like I'm not heavy enough on him because he's not making it back to me. I've actually been blessed with really good picks lately. Like, I've been super lucky with where my Kupp ADP is like 22%. My Chase is like 15%. And my Justin Jefferson is like 12%. So I'm like above the average with all of my picks in general, which is nice, right? But like, I think I'm just like at par with Eckler and everybody else. I'm taking a stand against Kelsey. I just think, and I'm perfectly okay with being wrong. I just think he has to be that same guy again this year, which even if there's a dip, like that brings him back to everybody else, where everybody else is, I think he just looks slow. And maybe I'm crazy. Did anybody else think he looks slow in the Super Bowl and other things? Like maybe he's hurt and he's just never disclosed an injury. I don't know. He just looked a step slower to me last year. And if it's any slower this year, then it's probably not good. You got to think about it. Like they've been playing like an extra 3 games a year, for the last 3 or 4 years. It's got to be exhausting to play an extra 3 in comparison to everybody else who's not playing as many. Don't do it. Don't do it. You didn't do it. Jalen Waddle. It's one of my favorite starts lately. If I do get the back end, and even with this Tyreek news, it's like if something happened, and there's no way they're going to punish. They're not going to punish him for hitting somebody in the back of the head. They're just probably not going to do it, and it's perfectly fine. But if they were to do something, like Jalen Waddle shoots up to a first-round receiver, potentially. And then I was also thinking about it because I think I was in a draft today where Tua fell like 40 picks, and I was like, I guess it was a naked Tua pick. So if I picked him up, so I picked him up, and I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do with this? Because I drafted Jordan Love, and then it was like 145 or something like that, and I was like, I picked up Tua. So there's like nothing on the board that I want with Tua. So I finished my draft with Braxton Berrios, which I do like, and Eric Ukuna. I can't say his last name. Eric E. And I was like, I feel fairly decent. Like it took a stab on a below average, maybe average wide receiver, and then like a specialty guy, like a gym rat. I don't know what it's somebody who's not gonna get the full workload, but like can have a big game here and there, like an Isaiah McKenzie type. A Wes Welker-esque type player. I always forget to go back to the big board. So Dennis had Cooper Kupp, and he gets Devontae Smith in a second. I've seen Devontae Smith go in the third lately. I haven't quite understood it, but Mahomes, Allen, Burrow. So Hurts already went. So quarterbacks are flying off the board. That went CMC, Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow. What? I guess he didn't want Green to get Burrow, but he's just gonna nuke his own team, I guess. We have a double RB start with G Baby. That man just took Najee Harris in the third. I mean, I guess he knew I was taking him because that's. I was gonna take him. Tough day, G Baby, 1987. Tough day. Robust running back start too. Whew. And it's good. It's a good start. You get 5, 6, 7. Like they all have different buys. He could essentially just stop right there, or he could go with like one late round running back. This is an interesting draft. I thought it was gonna be pretty casual when I saw like all these kind of players kind of go in the same spots. This fuckery just turned this whole draft upside down. Okay, I honestly don't even know who to draft here. I don't want Jacobs. I'm going to act like Breece Hall is Najee Harris. And that's what I'm going to tell myself on the inside. And we're going to treat this like every other draft. I can't believe someone else took Najee early third. I guess he knew he wasn't going to make it back to him. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he just likes Najee. I was listening to the Fancy Sanctuary with our boy Tom S. And he was talking to Pete, and Pete's like, I have like one share, and it's at 50 something. I'm like, yeah, I need to do more Pete streams where I get him in the fourth, but there's no way I'm ever drafting him. if he's not in my draft and not less than the third. I did today though. I did a bunch of drafts while I was at work while I was working today. I did get him in the fourth round today. I went. Who did I go? I went. Was it Eckler, Henry, Olave, or was a Henry? No, it was Eckler, Olave, Henry, and somehow he came back to me in the fourth, and I was like, "Oh, this is crazy." Not complaining. Not complaining. And I've been taking a bunch of naked Justin Herberts if he makes it back to me in the fifth round, because you have so many stacking options. I mean, yeah, you may not get it with like the premier like 4 with or 3 with Eckler, Keenan, and Mike, but you still have so many options. You have Gerald Everett, you got Palmer, you have Quentin Johnson, and the other rookie, Marius Davis. I could be wrong. I don't remember exactly if that's his name. I never remember it's a D. Like you have other stacking options with him that I don't mind taking naked Herberts. How am I supposed to watch my content so I can give myself a like? Is that a possibility? View on YouTube. There we go. You're about to view a broadcast on YouTube. If you need to open YouTube, mute it so you don't hear. It's about a 10-second delay. Okay, it's already muted. Cool. Give myself a like. Did I miss my pick? No. Okay, good. Whew. Let's get nervous. Oh, someone took Herbert. I'm starting to feel like see, that doesn't make sense to me. And it's not like I'm shaming you, K Green, and I think DJ Moore is a good player. But if you have the option to take Mike Williams, why wouldn't you smash that pick right there? Is why I'm curious. Like, these are all great picks. So, like, there's no bad pick here. Right. But, like, if you could stack your quarterback with his potential one, like, why wouldn't you do it? Dennis is on the clock. He has started Kupp, Devontae Smith, Calvin Ridley, and Jahmyr Gibbs. He has 40 seconds on the clock. What the? I was just doing this the other day. I really don't think you had that much time left available. Mike Williams. Yeah. It's a smash pick. Chris Godwin, which leaves me nothing. Yep. And I know it's early. And I know that's where people get him on underdog, but I want him on this team. I was debating between him and Kittle. So if Kittle makes it back, there's probably the way I'm going to go. But if I was going to put my money on a certain player that I want more than I roughly need, it's definitely him. I could definitely get tight ends later. Gabe would be nice, but same kind of dilemma I dealt with earlier. J.K. Dobbins, I don't know. I auto drafted him today at one point. So I was doing actual work, and I just didn't have time to pick it. But I don't know how I feel with J.K. Dobbins. He wants a new deal. He hasn't done anything in his career yet. I don't know. Thank you. That means I'm getting Gabe, baby. We get Gabe Davis. So I've got a huge floor right here with the ASB Jalen Waddle. There's no doubt that I have the best floor when it comes to receivers. And I have huge upside with Watson and Davis, right? I just need one of those. I need them to alternate weeks. And then late season, I just think JSN is just going to take over. He's going to be this year's ASB. Everybody's like, oh man, JSN's this year's ASB. I can just see it. I can see it with my fourth eye. Oh man. What we got? So I don't know what Brent Mavericks, because they don't throw out drafts. They don't throw out drafts on DraftKings. If they do, I'd be surprised. I don't care, kind of thing. But CMC, Madison, Cam Akers are his running backs. Pat Mahomes. Oh, he just drafted a receiver. I haven't looked at it yet. Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and Deshaun Watson are his quarterbacks. He doesn't need any more running backs, and he does not need any more quarterbacks. And he's already pairing it up with Elijah Moore. Good for him. At least he's stacking. Holy shit! That made me itch my knees, man. This is giving me anxiety. It's just how far can we push our $10 for a random team? Trevor Lawrence to stack with your Cal Ridley. Stubbly picks as always. Kyle Pitts. That's a classic pick. And you got him in the 7th. He used to be going in the 6th, so. Rashad White. That's a shame. That is one of my favorite players. Jordan Addison. I am on the clock. I'd probably get Quentin Johnson on the way back. So we're going to get Darren Waller. This might be a Daniel Jones team if B Maverick doesn't draft another quarterback. If he drafts another quarterback, I don't see me getting a good quarterback. I mean, unless I don't get Quentin Johnson here. I don't know who I'd get. I guess Jahan Dotson. You know what's nice that they added the draft board on the desktop, because you could easily see pick one. It's only maybe one pick past or before ADP, which is nice if I get them. It's okay, so 889. You can do the math really quickly, which is nice. 8 times 12. So look at that. Cool. All right, so we got 2 rookies on the team, but we got the number 1 and the number 2 wide receiver drafted this year, which we'll take. We'll take that. Because they went JSN first. And I was like, oh, yeah, we're about to get Jordan Addison, and we got Quentin Johnson instead, which was okay. There's no complaints now, looking back at it. Dude, 2 tags in the 8th round. That just seems early, so I don't know if we're going to get our guy. Evan Ingram double stacked his quarterback, which is nice. Heck, I don't even know if I'm gonna get him unless he's not doing a bring back. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. You have Cup, you can try to get Stafford in a little bit. My quarterbacks are hopefully going to be one of DJ, Jared Goof, or Jared Love, Jordan Love. So when I clicked on the tab that says view on YouTube, there is about a 10-second delay apparently on here. Just in case anybody's curious about StreamYard and like how far ahead I am of you, they said it's about 10 seconds. In case you ever watch somebody else's StreamYard or streams. I don't know if there's a difference for if you have more followers or less followers. It's just the prompt it gave me. Cortland Sutton, Samaje Perine, Dak Prescott. A decent team built out of the one hole. I just feel like it's hard to mess those up. I don't particularly care for Michael Thomas, Cortland Sutton. I want to like Michael Thomas. One, because, Davis loves Michael Thomas, and so I believe in Davis's takes, right? Like, I think he's a smart guy. But Cortland Sutton, there's nothing that tells me that he's, on the rise, doing well, like, going to have a breakout season. Just seems like another guy. Dennis got James Cook from Buffalo. Players. Probably good there. I got to get Daniel Jones. Probably grab one of these. Well, let's just see here. I want to say I was going to grab one of these running backs, but I don't know yet. We shall see. I'm so used to having Najee and AJ Dillon had the same bye. So it's like I have to have a third. Like I already have to know that I'm drafting another solid running back from this area. But since I didn't get Najee, it means I have a different bye week for my first running back. That's different. Okay, so if he got Jameson Williams, he'd potentially be trying to grab Jared Goff here, Steampunk Mario. Not entirely sure. Because if he gets him, did I get? I did get a tight end, so good there. Who do you take? Tony Gibson. Okay. We could just be smashing running back, here. Okay, we're getting Jared Goff. Not any great pick, but different buys, which is nice. Solid floors. We're winning the floor game. Nobody's going to have a better floor than me. I'm going to put up 100 points a week, and I'm not too worried about it. I think the goal is to put up at roughly 160 to 170 points a week. And I think my floor right now is at 110 right now. And then depending on running backs that we add, I think we can get to at least my floor being 130 if we add a solid floor here. I could be wrong here, but I like what I see. thank you guys for drafting fairly quickly here. This is going to be another one draft day. But again, as I said, we'll be doing 25 drafts in a row. Well, I say 25 drafts. It'd be roughly 25 to 26 drafts on Friday, July 7th. Yeah, so if you want to do a bunch of drafts with me, well, welcome to doing that day. On that day, I was doing something. I was going to go here so I can show the board. There you go. Focus. I'm different. And it depends on how many 555 tickets I win throughout the summer. Those will be done on live streams from here on out as well. I think that would be fun to do. I have gotten a lot of seconds in my 555s, not a lot of firsts, so I've run a little cold lately. Brett Maverick has 5 running backs. Who else did he get? So after he got Lazard, that great Week 17 bring back game. He grabbed Samaje Perine, Elijah Mitchell, and Chig. It was a great pick for Chig. I don't think you needed Denver and San Francisco running backs when you already have one San Francisco running back. To each their own. So we are in the 11th round, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of us have 2 quarterbacks. So that's 12, at least 12 quarterbacks gone. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 quarterbacks are gone off the board. Quarterbacks just go higher, man. They just go higher. All right. Khalil Herbert still being here is exciting. I was a little worried that when you have any running backs of like any value. I'm different. And if anybody's curious about like what when I talk about the strength of schedule, there is I think it's Ian Hardowitz. He posted like right after the schedule came out, he posted the strength of schedules of everybody. Like if they ranked 32nd, it's like a blue, you know what I'm saying? Like he posted like 4 pictures that has all of them. It's on his stuff. I believe I retweeted it or quote tweeted it. I'm not sure what the verbiage is. So it could be on mine, but I make a lot of dumb tweets with like pictures, so it'd be far down in my media section. But if you guys are interested in that, I did screenshot it, so it's on my phone. So if you want me to send it to you specifically, you just message me on Twitter. It's what I've been using to like make like instead of week 17. Instead of week 17, like what's the word I'm looking for? Instead of week 17, like matchups that break, like if you're deciding between 2 players, like that's what I've been using as my matchup selector. There's a word I'm looking for, but I'm just drawing a blank. I'm breaking up the tie. The tiebreaker. There it is. I'm breaking up the tie. Jesus Christ. As my tiebreaker, I'm using the strength of schedule as my tiebreaker. Words are hard, man. Words are hard. So I feel really good at receiver. So unless like there's a falling value, I'm probably not reaching for anything crazy. I'm still going to draft like 1 or 2 more, but I feel good with where I'm at wide receiver. There's a a good variety of buys 6, 9, 10, 5, 13, and 5. So only 2 have same buys. So unless there's like one falling, 5, 10 picks past ADP that I like, I'll probably still go. I might go that way, but probably still going running back, quarterback, tight end. Unfortunately, on DraftKings, you cannot just select like the grouping of things you want to look at. Generally, I try to get my quarterbacks done so I can just hit it on flex. And to be honest, there's only one other quarterback that I do want that has not been drafted. Did Derek Carr and what's his name go off? I don't have Chris Olave, so I don't want Derek Carr. He just went off. Okay. 13. He's got a lot of, I guess it's stuff going on at week 13, week 6, week 11. He's got a lot of stuff on the same weeks. Not that it matters, especially if you have 3 of them on like 3 different dates, but it could prove to be an annoyance. Like, well, right now he only has 2 running backs, just like me, through this many picks, and it's Aaron Jones and Dameon Pierce. It's tough. Mine's not much better. It would be nice if it was Najee Harris and Khalil Herbert, but we're doing what we got to do. Oh. Okay. Looks like I could potentially be getting Jordan Love here, and that's fine with me. 10 picks past ADP. Got my last quarterback, so now I can just hit onto this nice little flex button. Honestly, let's just leave it on the running back. I feel good with my 2 tight ends. I was going to say I can get a 3rd tight end with this build, which still might happen with Luke Musgrave, but we should be focusing on – so I wanted to take Reed, so I don't really want another receiver for at least a little bit. We might just get flyers, late round flyers on like the rest of the receivers that we do get here. We're just going to hope we get some good running back value falling to us. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not going to go cry home to anybody. But I like Kendre Miller here. I don't care. People want to take my picks. Go right ahead. Kendre Miller, Devin Singletary, I like. I don't take too much Tyler Algier. I think it's just a weird situation that he's in. He could easily just be nobody's even heard of this guy ever again. Or he could have a small role where he gets, 2-3 points a week. Who knows, like Myles Gaskin back in the day where, it's like, oh yeah, we have this guy. Let's play it for a week. All right, we got Kendre Miller. Could be the next big thing. Could be nothing. Like he's got a lot of variance in his potential, which is nice. Not ideal, but it is nice. We're gonna definitely try to get Fournette onto this team. If we was it 68? So 12. It's 80. Yeah, it might be one of my next few picks. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. If we get Singletary, that'd be nice. Sorry if I'm chit-chatting and just talking your ears off. I do that sometimes. If you are new here and haven't subscribed, that would be cool. We have increased our subscribers by like 4 since last week, which is awesome. it would be really cool to hit 500 this year. And then potentially like 1,000 next year. Oh, that'd be so cool. I'm not getting my hopes up high. I like to leave myself at low expectations, and I think 500 is fairly low for my second year. I like to have goals. I like to make them obtainable, and I think 500 is obtainable with how much streaming we're going to do in the month of July and the month of August. To be honest with you. I really like. I watch a lot of content in the best ball space. Of course, I love best ball, so I like to consume it just as much as I know everybody else here does. I would say another good YouTube follow is the Run Pure Sports people, Megan and JSU on Monday and Wednesdays at 11. They have a good little. They have a good. They have a good relationship on screen, and it's a lot of fun to watch, and it's really good if you're kind of just still new to best ball. They make it easy to follow. Chuba Hubbard, come on down. So 7-11, 7-13. Obviously, Hope Bishop and Davis. I think it's Tuesday, Thursday. Is it Tuesday, Thursday? Or is it Tuesday, Wednesday? Not 100% sure. Or Monday, Wednesday. I know they go like 2 days a week, but they also have amazing content up 2 days a week. EJ kind of goes on his own schedule, and even though he's kind of a shithead on Twitter, I love the guy. He makes me laugh every time I see his stuff. So he puts out stuff over at BFFL. Spike Week guys, they're always good. Obviously, the legend himself, the Pounders, dude. He's making big moves, man. He had Nez on the other day. Oh, that was a good video. You got Tom Strike at the Fantasy Sanctuary. Who else? Oh yeah, and Pete Overs. Obviously, everybody here that watches me watches him, and he's been putting out content through his other like content stuff. So like Pat and I don't know the white kid's name, but him and Davis, they do like a 2-hour show talking about like ADP, risers and fallers. That's a great show. Who else has a good show? On my drives, I listen to Davis Maddock talk to like random people. Those are typically good shows. I'm going to go Chase Brown here, but I'm really hoping that Kenneth Gainwell makes it back to me on a win. Those are the two people I want next, but I highly doubt I'll get either of them. Who else do I listen to? The Fantasy Dose guys, the Dose Media, they used to be good. They don't really talk about best ball anymore. I feel like they're just going in a different direction. Who else? Ron Stewart. I listened to. Obviously, I think it was Dennis or Derek. One of the two got me onto the Fantasy Flock guy. I love Austin. He's from Austin. If that guy ever wanted to do a collab, I'd be down. I like that guy. He's a little extravagant, but he and I think are very like on a similar path. We're different in certain sections, but him and I would get along, I think. Who else is out there? Best ball content that I've watched. Yeah, I listen to a lot of best ball content every day. obviously, if you're not listening to who's it? Who are they? Swolecast. That might be one of the top 5 funniest, dumbest show. I love that show. It's just because the pure chaos when it comes to drafts. Today was an absolute shit show. If you were just listening like me, it made no sense what was going on. They have like missions that they're trying to complete during the draft. It was dumb, but like it's funny. So I guess it has its purpose. Shout out to Davis. He lost his dog today. I can only imagine what he's going through. When I lost my kitty cat, I was very sad. So I'm sure he loves his dog just as much, and I'm sure it was a tough day for Davis. What else? What else is going on out here in the real world? Oh yeah, that submarine. What the fuck is going on with that? Is anybody paying attention to this thing? Are they dead, or is there a chance that they find them? Is there a chance that it's like just floating at the top, or did they just lose connection? What? And I heard that like they can't get out, like it's nailed from the. What kind of don't? This is why when your house inspector comes to your house to inspect your house, you know what I'm saying? Like to whenever you're trying to sell it, you can't have locked doors from the like inside because you can't get in. Like the opposite, obviously, they can't get out. You can't do that. Like, I mean, I guess you can. Obviously, they oh Jesus Christ, there has to be somebody on there there has to be a way where you guys can manually do something to get out of a situation, or else you're just being irresponsible with your life. That stuff is crazy. That is crazy. There's always something every year, and nobody would care about this had there not been a billionaire on the craft. Oh, we got Kenneth Gainwell on the back. Come back. Alrighty. So let's see. We have our tight end. I'm a believer in signs in the world, and the fact that like Noah Fant has been on the Millie Maker team for both Pat and for I think it was on Pat's team and it was on Liam's team. Not like 100% against him. It looks like somebody took Musgrave. Where did Musgrave go? Blue. 16-9. Damn. Okay. Put him in the hopper. I think I'll take him with my last pick. I think Hunter Renfrow is going to get a job somewhere, and I think his ADP will rise by like 10, 15. Has anyone ever handcuffed their tight end and it not be Isaiah Likely? Because, well, I don't need Daniel Bellinger. That's what I was thinking. That would put me at 4 tight ends, wouldn't it? Oh, that'd put me at 3. I just think if Darren Waller gets hurt, which he has been known to do, like, would it hurt to have Daniel Bellinger as like the backup? While I'm here, I'm just going to star Brock Wright too. How many picks do we have left? We have 2 picks left. Is there anybody that I have to have at wide receiver? Palmer would be nice. All right, that's how it is. If these 4 picks go off, I don't know what I'm going to do. But I think I should have 2 of these picks ready and available for me. Not my typical team, to be fair. I'm, not usually drafting with good drafters. And the guy out of the one hole seems to be a decent drafter. Dennis, obviously an expert drafter. I think one of the best in the world, honestly. And it's only a matter of time before Dennis wins a tournament, like a basketball tournament. It's only a matter of time, in my opinion, that Dennis wins one of these. I feel he's going to win a big board with how high he was on his Packers. I feel like the Packers are just going to blow up. And I think he was right early on. I think he wins. I think Dennis wins a preseason or does like so well, like you might as well call it a win with some of the stuff I've seen from his teams. But I'm not. He's just my favorite, one of my favorite audience members, one of the faves. He's been there from day one. I certainly appreciate it. Palmer's off the board. Interesting. Let's see here. Let's. Back in the day, not back in the day. On Twitch, you could like send your audience to another audience, which I think is something they should look into. It's not. It was called the raid, I think it was, but sending I'm on the clock. I have 45 seconds. I don't have that long. Take Zamir White here. You could send your audience to another audience, which I always thought was a good idea. You can't do that on here. Let's see who is on right now. Oh, Ship Chasing. I was like a little bit slow today. Yeah, Ship Chasing's on. I thought, hoping that we're on. Yeah, I'm on my wrong channel to see who's on. Let's see here. Live 22 hours ago. I think they do a draft tomorrow. I could be wrong. And then, is he doing anything tonight? Are you doing anything tonight? I don't see anything upcoming for our boy the Pat. But it is what it is. We're going to take Daniel Bellinger here to handcuff my tight end / who knows, he might be just involved with Darren Waller out there. They might just split out Darren Waller and have Bellinger lined up on the end. I don't know. Who knows? They have so many options down there in Giantville. Let's read off the team. So I went ASB, Jalen Waddle, Breece Hall, Christian Watson, JSN, Gabe Davis, Darren Waller, Quentin Johnson, Daniel Jones, Jared Goof, Khalil Herbert, Gerald Everett, Jordan Love, Kendre Miller, Chuba Hubbard, Chase Brown, Kenneth Gainwell, Hunter Renfrow, Zamir White, and Daniel Bellinger. And our boy who got lucky and got Cooper Kupp, Devontae Smith, Calvin Ridley, Jahmyr Gibbs, Mike Williams, Trevor Lawrence, Kyle Pitts, Evan Ingram, James Cook, Zach Charbonnet, Damian Harris, KJ Osborne, Michael Gallup, Kyler Murray, Thornton, Trey Lance, Pierre Strong, Jeff Wilson Jr., Wan'Dale Robinson, and Darius Slayton Jr. I love it. Love to see it. Like the receivers. Love the tight ends. And great quarterback play with Trev and Kyler. And honestly, these two are like big question marks. But if either of them play, they're smashes at where you got them. So another great draft by our boy Dennis. You're not happy with that team? I like it. You got you got like the best value out receiver in the first round. You got a decent, Devontae Smith. He's a Heisman All-American. You got Calvin Ridley, who has the freshest legs out of everybody, paired up with your number one quarterback. You got Big Mike with as your flex play. You have Kyle Pitts and Evan Ingram. Yes, Evan Ingram might have a step back, but Kyle Pitts is gonna, as long as he is healthy, which the reports are that he's fine. As long as he is fine, like he's going to demand targets in the red zone. And then your running backs, when you go this route, your running backs are what they are. Trust me, I know. But we like James Cook. We like, you were getting every rushing yard in Buffalo. That is for certain. And in a PPR game, you got Zach Charbonnet and Jahmyr Gibbs. Those are what their roles are going to be from the get-go. If they don't improve and get like other kinds of like workload, that you're at least settling for like at least 5 points a week from your running backs at the very bare minimum. KJ Osborne, high upside. Michael Gallup, I'm not big on him, but I'm just not big on Dallas. So Tyquan Thornton. I mean, obviously, everybody in the industry or watching content is big on Thornton for good reason. Pierre Strong could easily be the guy if something happens to Ramondre. Even if something doesn't happen to Ramondre, he could still be the guy. Jeff Wilson Jr., you know what he is. He's going to give you like 2 to 3 good weeks, and that's really all you want out of your 18th round pick. Wan'Dale Robinson, as long as he comes, back sometime this season, it's a win where you're drafting him. Darius Slayton, he is Gabe Davis light, where you're expecting 1 to 2 good weeks, and you kind of have to hope for an injury, but it's your 20th round pick. You can't really go wrong there. I think it's a good team. You want to know who lost this? Who's paying the rake? It's Brett Maverick. CMC, Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Madison, Cam Akers, Deshaun Watson, Elijah Moore, Alan Lazard, Piron, Mitchell, Chiggs, Thielen, Hodgins, Hyatt, Shaheed, Hurst, Hardman, Ertz, Turner, and I can't say that guy's name. He paid the rake, so it's a 2 out of an 11 advance. So we like to hear it. And I was curious if G Baby was going to be able to stop at 4, and he certainly did. So good for him. That was a good team. Good team. Hey, my boy Blake. I have a bunch of Kendra Miller too. Just joined so late response. No problem, man. No problem. I love it. Love to hear it. Love to hear the Kendra Miller. Again, we are doing 25 probably plus drafts, July 7th to July 8th, obviously. We're going for 25 hours. We will have plenty of time to do as many of these drafts as you want to. It is the end of the night. We started late. Obviously, the kids took forever to go to bed, which is fine. It is what it is. I'm not going to choke them out. You know what I mean? We got to put them down at their leisure in a weird way. thanks for coming in, stopping by. Thank you, Blake. I love you guys. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. Later.